welcome to the GA Huddle. I'm Stephanie, and I'm here with Pontus Lindwall, the CEO of Betsson AB, and Jesper Svensson, the CEO of Betsson Operations. Welcome. Good morning. How are you?
Thank you. We are very well.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, I saw the Q2 report. You are doing very well. Can you talk us through how the quarter has gone?
Yeah, the quarter was our best quarter ever with all-time highs in both revenue and EBIT, and we're doing really well for the time being. So also the start of the third quarter looks great. So I think we're just about happy with it.
Excellent. And we wanted to talk to you primarily about the development in the Latin America region. And one of our first questions was how many active users you have there now compared to when you first launched in that area.
Okay, we don't exclude exactly actives by region, but Latin America is our fastest growing B2C region. And of course, the volume of players over there is high. Big countries, many people living there, and we are now live in a range of countries there. So it's clear that is one of the driving things for our business, and we're also very excited about that because it's not just now; it's over time. In a few years' time, we expect to be in an even better position over there. So it's good growth and it's a lot of actives.
I've seen that the growth was primarily delivered by Argentina and Colombia, and that you've also sponsored the Argentinian football club, the Boca Juniors. What have you been able to achieve with this sponsorship?
I mean, Boca is a legendary club, not just in Argentina, but all over the world, actually. And I mean, in Argentina, it's the club with the most supporters. And for us who have a strong ambition in Argentina, it's a great partner to have. But Boca goes beyond Argentina. It's big all over Latin America, and it's also an exposure even here in Europe with this partnership. So we are very excited about partnering up with them, and it gives us great exposure all over the world, basically.
And they have beautiful shirts.
Yes, they really have it. I mean, there is a history here between Sweden and Boca Juniors. If you go back in the past, the reason they are playing with the yellow and blue shirts is because of the Swedish flag. For a long story, I will not take it all here now, though, but there is a correlation there that also looks very good for our brand.
That makes sense. We also wanted to know how the acquisition has gone of BetFirst in Belgium to pivot back to Europe, and if you have any other M&A plans in South America as well.
Okay. Yes, the acquisition has gone well, and we are now full owner of BetFirst, and they are obviously being a very strong sports betting operator in Belgium, and we are happy as a company to finally be in the Belgian market where we have not been before. We think we made a really good acquisition there, and especially in combination with the cooperation agreement we have with Groupe Patouche, the French land-based casino operator, so that they will provide us with the A+ license that will kind of increase the ability for BetFirst to offer even casino games, which they haven't been able to do before. So we're really looking forward to the outcome of that now.
Okay. And speaking of licensing, how do you feel about looking forward into the regulated Brazilian market?
Yeah, I think, I mean, there's been for many years a lot of back and forwards in regards to when it will actually happen in Brazil. And I think until it actually happens, there will be a lot of back and forwards. But we acknowledge that it is a very big and interesting market, and we are allocating resources for this as well. So over time, we are certain that it will be a good market for not just for us, but for the whole industry.
Great. And speaking of big and interesting, so last year we had the World Cup. This year we have the Women's World Cup. I wanted to know what events you're seeing the most bets on this year in Q2, and if you think the Women's World Cup will be a big drive in Q3.
It's not going to be a big drive for us. It helps in a time like this when there is not so many other events happening, but yet it's quite far from the interest you see in relation to now soon starting up the leagues in Europe, and obviously you can't compare it yet with the male World Cup, so to say. But right now, when it's not so many other activities, it definitely helps the business. So it's better than if it's not happening for sure, but it's still too early to compare it with the bigger events.
Are there any events you've seen this year with lots of bets so far?
Well, this year, I think the biggest for us was, and usually is when it's not a big World Cup year, that's the Champions League final. That's always the biggest activity we see in the end. It was the same for us this year as well.
Okay. Our last question is about the North American market and specifically the US. You're live in Colorado right now. That's the only US market, correct?
Yes.
How is that going? And are there any other plans for expansion into other states?
Yeah, when we launched Colorado, we said that it's a showcase for our sportsbook, which we are selling on a B2B basis in the US. So for the time being, we actually don't have any more plans to go into further B2C offerings in the US. We will continue to offer our sportsbook, and we are now live with it since quite some time in Colorado, and it's doing well. So it's a showcase for our product more.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say about what you're looking forward to in Q3?
We're looking forward to a lot of things. Obviously, Q3 has started out pretty well for us, even though there's not too much sports going on so far in the quarter. For the first 16 days, we were 20% above the reported revenues for last year for the full quarter. So it's a good start, and we have a lot of things to come. So right now, I would say that we look forward for the start of the big leagues to happen.
Great. Well, thank you both very much for joining me, and we look forward to seeing how you do in the next quarters this year.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.